What's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and I have 6 NFL bets for you, including some player props. So, as I always say, as a sharp bettor, you're always following the line movements. You're always looking for value. This market's dynamic. Even weather changing affects totals in an NFL game. Even weather changing, it affects player props. If it's really windy, the quarterbacks are less likely to have passing yards, right? It's more likely to be a rushing offense. So we're always looking through the market, hunting for value. And what I'm going to be doing is sharing a few NFL plays with you. We're already 2-0 on the day for college basketball. Again, if you check the description, any YouTube plays I've given out on live stream, we're up 10K. And then on full-length YouTube videos, we're up 40K. So let's go ahead and let's start out with Caesar Sportsbook. So Caesar Sportsbook has a parlay boost. So I'm not going to track profit and loss for this. As it says right here, no promos, no fantasy sites. This is straight up sports betting. So, they are giving you a 25% boost on your NFL parlay. So this is definitely a promo you should take advantage of. Plus 1,000 odds goes to plus 1,250. Plus 2,000 odds goes to plus 2,500. So a 25% boost is a lot, but of course, we still want to maximize the value of the promo. So what I ended up doing is I just go to OddsJam, put in Caesars as the sportsbook I'm using, put in NFL. This is on the positive EV tool, and all this tool will do is it will spit out the 4 most profitable bets in order, on Caesar Sportsbook. So my parlay ended up, I just follow the value. I know I'm not smarter than the market. These sportsbooks have invested hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more, into their, line setting capabilities. There are millions and millions of dollars bet on every single NFL game every week in the player props. I'm not beating the market by trusting my gut and watching sports. It's impossible. If you think about the financial industry, the people who make the actual money, the quantitative hedge funds, they own data, right? They're not just trusting their gut and buying Facebook. That's BS. The way you make money sports betting is you have the advantage in data, right? And that's why I started OddsJam. It was initially for myself to help myself find sharp plays with value. Value is all that matters as a sports bettor. The sports books charge the vig, they charge the juice. So all we try to do is beat the vig, beat the juice. And this is the first play. This is the highest profit margin bet on OddsJam. Terry McLaurin, under 62.5 receiving yards. So BetMGM, they have the under favored, right? But we're getting plus 110 on Caesars. DraftKings has this minus 115, minus 115. We're getting plus 110 on Caesars. Bodog has this minus 105. Bovada minus 105. So looking through the market, it's very clear that we have a true pricing discrepancy on Caesars, enough to beat the vig, beat the juice. You're not trying to win every single bet as a sports bettor. Like I say this all the time, but if you went 50 and 50 betting at plus 105 odds, you would be up $625. If you went 50 and 50 betting at minus 105 odds, you'd be down $595. So the reason I do these YouTube videos is to just show you, the power of mathematical, data-driven sports betting. You acknowledge you're not smarter than the market and that the only way to beat the books long term is to find value, right? Because all these sportsbooks have different odds, you can ruthlessly compare lines and find these rare few betting opportunities, on Caesars where they're screwing up big enough that you're beating the vig. Even just for one NBA game, if you take a look at Caesars, the amount of crap you can bet is pretty insane. They probably have hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of odds on their site at the minimum. This is just one NBA game. Look at all the different stuff you can bet on. So sportsbooks have, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of odds. So all we're doing is we're looking for those 4, NFL betting opportunities where Caesar Sportsbook is actually screwing up big enough that you can beat the vig, beat the juice. And I just found 4 plays, so I'm locking it in. So that's the first play I went with. Then we have the Falcons minus 3. Point spread wager. You can see here, no other bookie giving us above plus 103. Finding value. Value is all that matters. Just like an investor, you're looking for value as a sharp bettor. So that's play number 2, right? And again, this also involves having numerous sports books, right? Caesar Sportsbook has this super profitable parlay boost promo. FanDuel doesn't. Caesars does. So you need numerous sports books, and you have to look through the promos as well if you want to maximize your profits. So this is the second play I went with. Slightly lower profit margin, but hey, super tight market with clear value on Caesars at plus 110. So then I went with Adam Thielen over 3.5 receptions, minus 121 on Caesars. No other book better than minus 140. Clear value. And I say this all the time, but damn, we have been hammering Arkansas. Lines have been ripping towards Arkansas. But anyways, here's our 4-leg parlay. You can see we're betting 50 to win 1,087. If I zoom in a bit, it's 1,087 before the profit boost, and then after 1,346. But again, I'm not going to include this in my spreadsheet. If you're curious, it says no promos, no fantasy, and that's what I stick by. This is just sports betting. This one is also no promos, any live streams. The promos are designed to be profitable for the most part. Not all of them are, but this one is very profitable. So this is the next play I went with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 data points, all telling us the line should be minus 140 to minus 150. Because sportsbooks have different odds, it's never going to be perfect, right? But you just try to intuit, you try to figure out based on all the lines in the market where there's value. And, when every bookie, FanDuel's a little less bullish on the over than DraftKings is. DraftKings is a little less bullish than Pinnacle is. Pinnacle is the sharpest, most efficient betting market. But looking across the whole market, it's pretty clear that, we're definitely getting some value on the over 3.5 receptions. And this is a play we want to include in our parlay. Again, if you're blindly betting on sports, you're just going to lose 4 to 5% to the VIG. So when you're positive EV betting, you're doing the opposite. If you're looking for those rare few betting opportunities and you're saying, screw the sports, take the sports out of it. I'm looking for those few rare betting opportunities where I'm beating the VIG, beating the juice, and those are the plays I'm going to lock in. And then the final play we have is the Chargers first half money line. Pretty low profit margin, but again, we need 4 picks for this promo. So here are my 4 picks, right here. And I say this all the time, but I ride with you guys on any plays I give out. You can see on WinBet, any plays, literally any plays I give out. We had Gardner Webb plus 4 yesterday. A bunch of plays. I'm just showing you what I bet, what promos I use. So sometimes I'll have videos on Underdog Fantasy. I give out this play. This play's for tonight. We got Kawhi, and then we got some NFL picks. Long story short, I'm just showing you what I bet. If I don't have a play on Underdog Fantasy, couldn't find value on Underdog Fantasy. It's really that simple. And I'm just constantly looking through the market. I live and breathe this for years, to try to show you guys the plays I'm going with. So this I bet on live stream. This I included in my parlay. This I previously bet. So the next play I'm going to be going with is on FanDuel. Again, you need multiple sports books. 1, 2, 3. So here we have a 1.81% profit margin on the Patriots minus 1.5 first half spread. I locked it in, as you can see right here, for 1,050.40. So a lot of people will be like, that's a low profit margin. It's no, it's not. This game's going to be over in 24 hours. We're earning roughly a 2% return in a day. 2% return in a day is 60% in a month. So sports betting requires a little bit of hustle, but that's a huge profit margin, right? And it's all because we're finding these plays where we're beating the VIG. You can see here, my bookie's giving you minus 110, but most sports books, including Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, 5 Dimes, another sharp offshore sports book, they're pricing this, at minus 125, minus 121. We're getting minus 105. FanDuel's the only sports book with the Jets plus 1.5 first half spread favored. So clear value, clear line discrepancy, and this is why sports betting can be profitable. Every bookie has different odds. So all you do is you use all these bookies as data points of where the line should be set and try to find, again, those few rare opportunities where FanDuel's slipping up. And then you lock those plays in. And again, 1.81% profit margin a day is 60% a month. Not actually, 50, whatever. You get the point. So and we have high confidence that this play is good. You know, it's almost, it's a low hold, a 0% low hold, or an arbitrage bet basically to 5 dimes in Pinnacle. So like one of these has to be wrong. Minus 105, plus 105 on the opposite side of the market. There's no hold. It's a pick'em market. There's no vig in the market. That's not supposed to happen. They're supposed to be vig. That's how sportsbooks make money, right? So out of the millions of odds on FanDuel, that's the play we want to go with. I mean, literally for every NFL game, this sportsbook, especially because they offer all these alternate spreads, I mean, they have thousands of odds. They can't keep them all in check. So OddsJam updates millions of odds in real time to show you these plays. And so this is the second play I locked in. And we have really high confidence, again, because all the bookmakers, for the most part, are aligned. They're all telling us, yeah, you got to slam this. And I say this all the time, but you just have to understand that just because your bet has an edge, it's not a lock, right? Like I always say this, but lock is a word you should not use, right? Take it out of your vocabulary. If I've ever said it, it was a joke. And I hope I didn't, right? Like there will be ups and downs, but this is gambling, but when you have a coin that's weighted in your favor, that's 52%, 53% to land on heads, it's still going to show up on tails 47% of the time. But over the course of 100,000 flips, 10,000 flips, it's going to show up on heads more often with basically 99.999% certainty, right? So you need to place a lot of bets. It really is a volume game. As a sports bettor, as a day trader, you're looking through the market, hunting for value, and trying to get down as many bets as you can. I wish I could place unlimited bets per day. There's just not enough time, right? And these sports books impose betting limits. People ask me all the time, like, oh, you're a good sports bettor, you make money. Why don't you do it full time? This is why. If I want to bet, they limit me. I'm not even logged in. So if you create a brand new account, they're giving you a max wager of $1,000. It's not like this is scalable, right? You have your accounts. Sportsbooks can give you whatever betting limits they want. And, it's a fun, very lucrative side hustle if you know what you're doing. Total profit, like you can see here, you can now sync sportsbooks to OddsJam, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't, work for every sportsbook. Not every sportsbook allows it. FanDuel and DraftKings do not. But these ones do. And what you'll notice, and you have to do it state by state, which is annoying, but based on regulations, like WinBet has a different app in New York versus, these other states. But long story short, I highly recommend you sync at least BetMGM, Caesars, a few of the sports books you use, WinBet, just to make sure over the course of the long run you're making money, right? Of course. So next play I have Colts plus half on the first quarter spread. Same concept. There's nothing magic going on. We're following the numbers. We're following the data. You have one. So this sportsbook is saying they should be equally likely. BetMGM, Caesars, 5 Dimes, BetDSI, Bodog, Bovada, Pinnacle. They're all telling us that the Colts plus half should be favored. We're getting plus money on FanDuel. Absolutely insane. I hit it for $800. So I tracked all these plays. Again, not the promo, not the parlay. But you can see here the Colts one and the Patriots one. Will be interesting to see where the chips fall. We had a $5,000 college football bet. Will be interesting to see where that falls as well. And here are my two plays, right? Slow and steady wins the race. You're not going to get rich overnight positive EV betting. But again, a 1.4% return, like I started out betting $5, $10. A 1.4% return in a day, you think about that over the course of a month. It's like 40%. Your bankroll grows from, $5,000, it grows 40%, it grows to $7,000 as your bankroll increases pretty quickly. And as you get, more confident with dealing with variance, and again, that's why I recommend tracking your bets. Once you have an edge, it can get frustrating when you go on losing streaks, right? Like here, and you're just like, man, I can't win anything. But then you go on winning streaks, and it's like, wow, I'm winning everything, right? I'm the best sports bettor of all time. Is you need to take a step back after thousands of bets and be like, okay, where are the numbers falling? What's my profit? Yada, yada, yada. And there's lots of ways to skin the cat and make money sports betting. Once you understand the data, the math, some people like arbitrage betting, which is, making risk-free money based on discrepancies in sportsbook odds. And again, you got to be quick, right? In all of these things. You can't be slow. Like, this is day trading. If you take 5 hours to navigate to a great bet on FanDuel, then the lines are going to move on you. You're going to miss a lot of good plays. So you got to move quicker, right? You got to move fast. And you got to deal with some losses, right? You shouldn't gamble if you're expecting, you're just going to make unlimited amounts of money and never go on short losing streaks and have to deal with variance, right? This is investing. Stock market goes down sometimes, right? So hopefully you found this video helpful. Lots of plays. We got some tennis showing up. The strategy applies to anything. College football bets. I got tons of plays. Let's make money.